Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Show. It's week 17. This week we're playing the 7-8 Seattle Seahawks. Lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 24-10. The New York Jets are also 7-8 and also lost, but last week it was to the Jacksonville Jaguars with the score of 19-3. Both teams desperately need this win if they're trying to make a push at the playoffs. So which team gets a much-needed win? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So let's go ahead and start off on the offensive side of things, because the biggest storyline surrounding the Jets organization this week has been, of course, the return of quarterback Mike White, who's missed the past 2 games with a fractured rib, which he suffered in the loss to the Buffalo Bills 3 weeks ago. Now, getting Mike White back is absolutely huge for the New York Jets, because when he's on the field, the offense has life. The receivers really believe in Mike White. They have a lot of faith in him, and Mike White also has a lot of faith and confidence in his receivers as well, along with faith and confidence in his team and himself, something Zach Wilson did not have. It's also important to know that Mike White has thrown for over 300 yards, or averages over 300 yards in his 3 games played this season, which is absolutely huge, because when Zach Wilson's on the field, I don't trust anything. This Jets offense doesn't get anything done, but when Mike White's on the field, the whole offense just is moving. The pass game is going, the run game is going, and that's just the Mike White effect. So can he get things going against the Seattle Seahawks? Well, their defense is the 4th worst unit in the NFL, but it's not because their pass defense is bad. It's actually pretty solid. They have Pro Bowl cornerback Tariq Woolen on the team, who also has the most interceptions in the NFL, or is tied for the most with 6. But the Seahawks allow around 217 yards per game through the air. I do think Mike White's able to have a solid performance, at least 250 yards, but I do think his stats are not going to be as great as they were against the Vikings and the Bears, because I do think the New York Jets are going to rely a lot on the run game in this one, because the Seattle Seahawks had the 2nd worst run defense in the NFL. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs did that last week, and Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback, and pretty much every single team this season has been abusing the Seattle Seahawks run defense because it's bad. 2nd worst unit in the NFL, allowing around 155 yards per game. I mean, the run defense is just bad. It really is. And I mean, look, this Jets run offense has been struggling the past few weeks. They did terrible against the Lions, they did terrible against the Jags, and they really did bad against the Bills as well. Hopefully the New York Jets have Chris Streveler activated in this game, so, we can have some type of, running quarterback in there making some noise for the New York Jets. Hopefully the New York Jets have Chris Streveler activated in this game, because if he plays, I have a lot of faith in this Jets run offense. I do think we're probably going to have at least 150 yards on the ground if you see Chris Streveler play. If not, I still have faith in this Jets run game. I do think Bam Knight, Ty Johnson, Michael Carter can get the job done, and I do think the New York Jets are finally going to have some success running the football. The only concern I have is the Jets offensive line, because that's a reason why Mike White didn't throw for 300 yards against the Buffalo Bills. Pressure was constantly in his face. I mean, receivers were getting open all day against the Buffalo Bills. Mike White just didn't have the time to throw them the ball. So the offensive line's play is going to be super important for the Jets this week. And I mean, look, the Seattle Seahawks don't have a terrible pass rush. It's solid. It's average. But the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions, who have worse pass rushes than the Seattle Seahawks, were able to have success against this Jets offensive line. So they're going to have to step it up big time in this game if we want to do anything on the offensive side of things. But are the New York Jets going to be able to do anything on the defensive side of things? Another big storyline surrounding the Jets this week has, of course, been Geno Smith's revenge game. I mean, as most of you know, Geno Smith is a Pro Bowl quarterback. He has the best completion percentage in the NFL with 70.7%. He has thrown for 3,886 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Geno Smith has absolutely been balling this season, and he's looking to get his revenge against the New York Jets. He's going to be playing this game with a big chip on his shoulder, but this Jets defense is not going to be fazed by that. I mean, the past few weeks, we've allowed some chunk plays, we've allowed some pretty big performances, but those have been against tight ends. Seattle Seahawks just placed their starting tight end Will Dissly on IR. Their backup is Noah Fant, former first-round pick. He is a playmaker, but this season he really has been silent. He hasn't done much of anything. It's possible Noah Fant can just have this breakout game, but I don't think it happens. I mean, the Jets' pass defense has just been playing good all season long, they've been able to play good against the Bills offense, the Vikings offense. They've just been able to contain a lot of these top passers in the NFL, been able to contain these top wide receivers in the NFL. And with Tyler Lockett being questioned before this game, turning towards not playing last time I checked, I just really believe in the New York Jets pass defense to be able to stop the Seattle Seahawks passing attack. Even with Geno Smith balling out, even with DK Metcalf being the beast he is, I do think the New York Jets are able to contain the Seattle Seahawks passing attack. The main question is, how's the Jets' run defense going to play? Because this season, the Jets' run defense reminds me a lot of the Forrest Gump quote. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And that's exactly how the Jets' run defense has played this season. Like a box of chocolates. You never know which run defense you're going to get. You're either going to get the good run defense, the alright run defense, or the bad run defense. Last week, we saw the bad run defense. But against the Lions and the Bills, we saw the good run defense. Which unit are we going to see this week? Now, luckily, the Seattle Seahawks rushing attack hasn't been their priority this season just because of how Geno Smith has been playing. But whenever they have needed to rely on the run, they've had success. Kenneth Walker was at one point the front runner for the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, but because of injuries, he, kind of phased out of that. But this season, he has 803 yards, 9 touchdowns, not a bad stat line whatsoever. The Seattle Seahawks do average 109 yards on the ground, though. But Kenneth Walker, if he gets going, is hard to stop. So the New York Jets are going to have to make sure we don't let Kenneth Walker get in a groove, and we're going to have to do a good job stopping Geno Smith. But if we can do all of that, and if Mike White and this offensive line plays good, I do think the New York Jets can get a much-needed win that puts us one step closer to getting into the playoffs. And look, I do think the New York Jets are able to pull this one out. I think it's going to be close. I think Greg Zuerlein wins it on a game-winning field goal, but I think we get the win. Give me the New York Jets in this game, 27-24. What are your thoughts on the video? What are your thoughts on this game? Do you think the Jets win? Do you think we lose and get eliminated from the playoffs? Let me know down below. But I'm your host, Stuart, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.